Hello, this is Heidi, and today we're going to make a postcard. I'm starting out with a piece of cardboard from a cereal box, Be Well Vanilla Almond cereal, that I've cut down to 5 by 7 on my paper cutter. And today what we're doing is a Pirates theme postcard. I have two adorable little children who are convinced that I am a pirate. And so I just thought it would be kind of fun to send them a little pirate themed postcard. And so I've gone to graphicsomething.com and downloaded a couple of little images of a pirate boat and a palm tree and a little treasure chest, and I thought I would put these on. And I've got some corrugated cardboard I thought I'd make into some sand, and I thought I'd take a stencil and make some little ocean and some sky. And so I've got some blue, 3 shades of blue paint out. So I thought I'd paint this. I'm going to gesso this first. So I guess maybe I'll start by gessoing this. Put these aside and get this primed up and ready to go, and see where it takes us. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to let this brush dry out a little bit before I use it. Use this brush. If I can get my gesso open, that is. I'm just using some Liquitex Basics acrylic gesso. I am really new to crafting. For those of you that don't know this already, I am really new to crafting. I failed art in high school. I'm an art school dropout in high school. My art teacher told me that I had no sense of direction, no sense of color, and I really hated it. So I basically gave up. I fell in love with wool in the mid-90s, and I learned how to spin wool. But I said I was never going to learn how to knit because knitting was for old people and I wasn't going to be old. So I did not learn how to knit for another 8 or 10 years. And I had such a large collection of hand-spun wool that I figured I had to learn how to do something with it. So I finally did learn how to knit. And that was the only craft that I did. For a long time, all I did was knitting. And I'm just going to hit this with a heat gun and dry it up real quick. Be right back. The heat gun, and you can see that you can still see through pretty well, so I'm just going to put a second coat on real quick. Just a thin second coat of gesso. But as I was saying, I did do knitting for a while, so I spun wool and I had my own sheep, just a couple of them. That was quite the experience. We had a couple of sheep and bred them, and had a couple of lambs. That was fun. And then I tried counted cross stitch, but I just did not have patience to be sitting trying to watch TV and count and get the right colors and count and make sure the backs looked as nice and neat as the fronts did and count. I just did not have that kind of patience. That was not for me. So, no, I couldn't do counted cross stitch. I tried. It's very pretty. People do beautiful work with that stuff, but it's just not for me. So, I'm gonna let that dry for a minute, and then I will start putting on some pretty blues. Just clean this up a little bit. So yeah, crafting is relatively new to me. Paper crafts is entirely new to me. I was a journaler. I've been doing journaling off and on all of my adult life. Just find that writing down is a really good way for me to get feelings and emotions and thoughts and whatnot out of my head and onto paper, and process things in a healthy way for me. And I found that somebody had talked to me about art journaling, and I've heard about it several times, but I've just never really done anything with it. I just thought that art journaling was something for artists. My therapist mentioned it to me a couple of months ago, and again I thought it was just for artists, but I went on YouTube and I typed in art journaling, and then I typed in art journal, and I looked at it and I thought, this looks really cool, and I typed in art journaling for beginners, and there were some tutorials, and I watched those, and yeah, long story short, I got hooked. So I got an art journal, and I picked up some craft paints, and then some rubber stamps, and then some stencils, and yep, here I am. And so now I've got tons of stencils, tons of stamps, and this is only like 3 months later. I've got tons of stencils, tons of stamps, bunches of paints. I'm looking to get new storage supplies so that I can store things better, because I've got a mess. My desk is just covered with stuff. I can't find anything. So I'm putting out 3 different shades of blue, because I don't know which shade will look best for sky, which shade will look best for ocean. And then I'm going to want to put down the corrugated cardboard for the sand. So I think I'm going to start with the dark blue for the sky. So I'd love to hear how other people got into crafting and things. So if you want to write in the comments how you got started, I'd love to hear about it. I would really love to hear your stories. I find it very interesting. I'm going to have to put a second coat on because some of the print from the card is coming through. It's like I have no real technique or anything. I don't know what I'm doing. I just toss paint onto paper and hope for the best. And if it comes out good, fantastic. And if it comes out lousy, oh well. At least I tried. At least I had fun. I'm going to start putting in some lighter blue for the water, because I know the water needs to be in here for that boat. I'll try to blend it in with the darker sky. We used to have a darker blue going into a lighter blue. I think I'll bring the water further over to the side and just have the sand on the one side. Because this boat's a fairly big boat. I'm just kind of trying to get a little blend of blues because, you know, these different shades of blue, right? The ocean's not just one shade of blue. I'm going to hit this with a heat gun and I will be back in just a minute. A little light coat of blue all the way down, even where it's going to go underneath the cardboard, just so that if it shows at all, it'll have a coat there. Just a light coat. It doesn't have to cover everything, but just something there. And I think the sky's a little bit too dark. Oh, no, it's too light. I'm going to have to toss some clouds in there, and I have no idea how to do clouds. One of you lovely artists want to tell me how to draw in clouds, I'd love it. Because I have no idea how to draw in a cloud. I just kind of throw in white squiggly lines and hope for the best. Now, I've got this patterned stencil. And I thought I'd use this with a little of the darker blue to try to make some semblance of a wave. I'm not going to put it on every one, but a little bit. Try to give a little bit of a sense of a wave here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't look for perfection in my work. I just look for a little bit of added interest. Oh, the paint was wet, so pull it up. Oh, shoot. Well, I'll just poke in there. It's okay. I don't panic over these things, you know. I have always been one of these people who suffers with perfectionism. And if it doesn't come out perfect, I don't do it. And that's really stopped me from doing a lot of things in life. And nothing gets completed. Well, I've given up on that attitude. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun. I'll be right back. It was a cereal box. And I've just painted it blue and added a few little stencil marks to make it look like waves. And I'm going to attempt... Oh, Lord, I'm going to attempt putting some clouds in. I've got some white paint. And like I said, I have no idea how to put a cloud in. I'm just going to put some lines in. And we'll pretend. Thank goodness this is for some very young children. And they're non-judgmental. They're the most accepting kids. They're just going to be so happy to have happy mail addressed to them, not to their mommy and daddy. These kids, I've never met them in life. Their mommy and I met online. And somehow or another they decided that I'm a pirate. That I live on a pirate ship on the high seas. Well, that doesn't look like a cloud at all, but you know what? Too bad. It is. It's a cloud. It's a cloud. It's a cloud. That's a cloud. Doesn't look like one, but it is. Somebody help me. Teach me how to draw a cloud. Like I said, I never drew. I don't know how to draw. I can't draw a straight line. I can't draw a box. No two clouds look alike anyway. No, the clouds just look like puffs of white in the sky. So who cares what a cloud looks like, right? But anyway, these two kids are convinced that I'm a pirate that lives in the high seas off the coast of Boston. And I've got 4 paintbrushes in the water that need to come out and get dried off. And I wear a pink tutu and I'm a good pirate. So that's the reasoning behind. I have a towel on my lap that I keep on my lap, and this poor towel is so gross. Does everybody else keep like a towel or a rag or something on their lap at all times? Please tell me you do. So there we go. There's my sea and sky. And that's as good as it's getting. And here we go. We're going to put some sand in here. Maybe not quite that big. That looks better. Where's my stencil? Where's my palm tree? Yeah, that's good. My palm tree can go right there. And where's my ship? Oh no, did I lose my ship? Oh, there it is. My ship can go there. My palm tree. And my treasure chest. And I'll just glue this all down with matte medium. And then we'll have a little card. A little postcard. And I'll put scrapbook paper on the back side. And write them a little postcard. So I will close this off and come back when it's done and show the finished product when it's all done.